Good morning.
Buenos días.
Can you tell all of us your name, please?
Ernesto Torres Chaguez.
Ernesto Torres Chaguez.
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 Correcto.
Can I call you by Ernesto?
Sí.
Ernesto, do you know
Yes.
this man over here?
Sí.
Yes.
Who's this?
Nick.
Nick.
Nick who?
Nick Mute.
Nick Mew.
How long have you known Nick Mew?
Aproximadamente más de 10 años.
Approximately, well, it's over 10 years.
Did you work with Nick?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you married?
Sí.
Yes.
Who's your wife?
Emi.
Emmy.
Up here, is this a picture of you and Amy?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you have any family in here other than that?
Mi hermana está a la derecha.
My sister on the right side,
Rosy.
Rosie.
That's your sister.
Yeah. Sí.
Anybody else family?
No, familia no, todos amigos.
Not relatives, all friends.
Did your wife Amy work with Nick as well?
Sí.
Yes.
And when you said you're friends with Nick, obviously sometimes when we're adults we have lots of different friends. How close would you consider Nick as a friend?
It's my best friend.
You're at his house, he's at your house?
Please, for the interpreter, could you please repeat the question?
You've been to his house, he's been to your house, you guys hang out together.
Sí.
Yes.
Would you consider Nick to be kind of a handyman?
Sí.
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Porque él siempre está arreglando cosas en su casa o cuando va a la casa de alguien y
Because-
necesita ayuda,
Because
él está ahí para ayudar.
he's always there helping things in his house, or he goes to other houses to help fix things.
Have you ever seen him use tools to fix things?
Sí.
Yes.
Have you ever seen him with a pocket knife?
Sí.
Yes.
Have you ever seen him use the pocket knife as a tool to fix things?
Sí.
Yes.
Can you tell me about some of those things that you've seen him do with the pocket knife to fix things?
Lo he visto arreglar cosas en su casa o en mi casa cuando compré mi piscina. Él fue uno de los compañeros que me ayudó.
I've seen him fix
Y
things
usaba
in
su
his
navaja
house
para
and-
cortar cosas.
and my house. When I bought my pool, he helped me fix the pool and in general fixing things.
Want to
And he used the knife. Sorry.
ask you some questions about the trip down the river on July 30th of 2022, okay?
Sí.
Yes.
Is that a trip you and your wife have made before?
Sí.
Yes.
Prior to leaving your house that day, did you have a call? Did you call Nick Mew that day and ask him to bring anything?
Sí.
Yes.
What'd you ask Nick to bring?
Que llevara su navaja.
To bring his knife.
Why did you ask Nick to bring, and when you say his, just start over. His knife, is that a pocket knife or some other knife?
No, la de paque.
No, the packet.
And Why did you ask Nick to bring his pocket knife?
Porque la vez anterior que fuimos al río, a la hora de salir, no podíamos, no teníamos con qué cortar las sogas y tuvimos que arrastrar todas las balsas juntas y era muy pesado.
Because the last time we went to the river, we had all the inner tubes tied together and we couldn't cut the cords, so we had to pull them out of the river all together and bring them up to the place where we had to leave them.
So you wanted him to have the knife to help cut the cords at the end of the trip.
La navaja para cortar las sogas al final del recorrido.
Y al principio también cuando amarramos todas las balsas.
And at the beginning too, it's useful to tie them up.
Why didn't you just bring your own pocket knife?
Su propia navaja de bolsillo.
Yo no tengo.
I don't have one.
And who's the guy that tends to have a pocket knife in your group of friends?
De su grupo de amigos, ¿quién es el tipo que normalmente tiene una navaja de bolsillo?
Nick.
Nick.
Is he the handyman amongst your group of friends?
También es el que arregla todas las cosas, el más habilidoso en eso del grupo de amigos.
Sí.
Yes.
Is he? You said he had that pocket knife with him sometimes when he's come over to your house, right?
Esa navaja de bolsillo consigo en otras ocasiones en que ha venido a casa de usted, ¿cierto?
Sí.
Yes.
That day when you called him and asked him to bring the knife, were you worried about Nick Mew having a knife?
No razón ninguna.
No, there is no reason for that.
You've known him for a long time.
Sí.
Yes.
Seen him in your home, seen him in his home,
Sí.
Yes.
seen him at work, worked with him.
Trabajo y trabaja con él.
Sí.
Yes.
Fair to say you've had opportunities to observe his character. Would you agree with that?
Sí.
Yes.
Would you agree Nick Mew has a character for peacefulness?
Que Nick Mew tiene una personalidad pacífica.
Sí.
Yes.
Were you worried at all about Nick Mew bringing a knife based upon what you knew about Nick?
Overruled. You can answer the question.
Bueno, no hay no da lugar a la objeción, puede responder a la pregunta.
Repite la pregunta.
Repeat the question, please.
Were you worried at all about Nick Mew having a knife out on the river?
Una navaja en el río.
No.
No.
So now I'm going to ask you some more questions about the river, okay? Being on the river.
Cuando estaban en el río.
Sí.
Yes.
When you were on the river, was Nick there with his wife?
Sí.
Yes.
You see the picture there, I think it's 26. Sorry. 12A. Do you see that big photo?
¿Usted ve esa fotografía grande?
Sí.
Yes.
Nick in that photo?
Nick en esa fotografía.
Sí.
Yes.
Nick's wearing a shirt and sunglasses in that photo. Is that what he looked like on July 30th?
En esa fotografía, ¿así se veía el 30 de julio?
Sí.
Yes.
Yes.
It's been marked as Exhibit 110. Do you see this picture?
Está identificado como el elemento probatorio 110. ¿Ve esta fotografía?
Do you see the picture?
Sí.
Yeah.
And you see Nick is wearing a hat in this
¿Ha
picture?
puesto una gorra o sombrero en esta fotografía?
Sí.
Yes.
This picture, Nick doesn't have it, and 12A, he doesn't have a hat, but on 110, he does have a hat. Would you agree?
Ya no trae ninguna gorra o sombrero, pero sí lo trae en el elemento probatorio 110. ¿Está de acuerdo?
Sí.
Yes.
Were there times that day that you saw Nick wearing a hat?
¿Usted vio a Nick traer puesto el sombrero o la gorra ese día?
Sí.
Yes.
Were there times that day where you saw that Nick had taken the hat off?
¿Vio que Nick se había quitado su gorra o sombrero?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you see Nick with some goggles and a snorkel?
Ponía unas gafas para nadar y un tubo para el snorkel, que le llaman.
Sí,
Yes.
Did you see him use that goggles and snorkel prior to Ariel losing his phone?
Antes de que Ariel perdiera su teléfono, ¿usted vio que usaba sus gafas para nadar y su snorkel?
sí,
Yes.
Would he use the snorkel to swim in the river?
¿Ese snorkel para nadar ahí en el río?
sí.
Yes.
When he used the snorkel to swim in the river, do you remember, was he wearing his hat?
¿Llevaba puesto su gorra o sombrero?
No,
No.
Was he, when he had on his goggles and snorkel, was he wearing sunglasses?
¿Siempre llevaba puestos las gafas de sol, los lentes de sol?
repito la pregunta.
Can you repeat the question?
When he went swimming in the river using the goggles and snorkel, did he also wear his sunglasses?
¿Llevaba puestos los lentes de sol?
No,
No.
Was there a time when you were on the river that you saw, or that you came to learn Ariel had lost his phone?
¿Y usted se enteró de que Ariel había perdido su teléfono?
sí,
Yes.
When he lost his phone, did you guys stop and have a discussion?
¿Y hablaron? ¿Tuvieron una conversación?
no, really, en sí no paramos. Estuvimos conversando y él dijo que iba a buscar el teléfono.
We
Yo le
didn't
dije
really,
que se olvidara el teléfono, que se subiera a la balsa, y él dijo, no, I go to find it. O sea, que lo voy a encontrar.
no, we didn't stop. We didn't stop. We continued. Then he said, I'm going to look for the phone. And I said, no, don't go.
Y dijo, me voy a ir a buscar.
And then he said, I'm going to go look for it.
The he you're referring to is Nick Mew?
Cuando dice, ¿usted se refiere a mí?
Correcto.
Did you eventually?
Correct.
Did you eventually see Nick go look for the phone with his goggles and snorkel?
¿Usted eventualmente vio que Nick se fuera a buscar el teléfono usando sus gogles y su snorkel?
Sí,
Yes.
Did you see him go in the same direction that the water was flowing?
¿En que fluía el agua?
sí,
Yes.
Can we call that downriver?
¿Podemos decir a eso río abajo?
sí.
Yes.
You know why he went downriver to look for the phone?
¿Fue río abajo para buscar el teléfono?
Bueno, pienso que él se fue río abajo porque el teléfono estaba como una bolsa, de esas que se usan para proteger el agua.
I think that he went down the river because the telephone was inside a pouch, those bags that you use to put them in the water.
On Exhibit 12A, that photo, do you see some people have lanyards with, looks like maybe a phone inside of them?
Con algo que parece ser celulares dentro de ellas.
Sí,
Yes.
You even see Ariel and Gilma right there with the same?
ya,
Is
Sí.
that,
Yeah.
is that what you're describing?
Usted está describiendo.
sí.
Yes.
Please just slow down and wait for the interpretation.
Tiene que darle tiempo al intérprete.
I was going too fast, I'm gonna slow down.
Rápido, tengo que ir más despacio.
When Nick then left to go look for the phone, were you watching him?
¿Usted estaba viendo a él?
Sí,
Yes.
Did you look for the phone at all?
¿Fue a buscar el teléfono? ¿Usted fue a buscar el teléfono?
no,
No.
Were you sitting in the tube, standing near the tube, or doing something else?
Sentado sobre la cámara de llanta, estaba parado, ¿qué estaba haciendo?
sentado.
Sitting down.
Did you eventually see Nick and another group of people or multiple people interacting in some way?
No,
No.
Did you eventually learn that Nick was interacting or people were interacting with Nick?
Personas estaban interactuando con él.
sí.
Yes.
How did you learn that? From something you saw or from something you heard?
¿Fue de algo que usted escuchó?
Su esposa dijo, Nick está en problema.
His wife said Nick is in trouble.
When you heard, did that surprise you?
¿Eso le sorprendió?
Sí,
Yes.
You ever, you know Nick, you must know his wife Sandy.
Seguro debe conocer a su esposa Sandy.
sí,
Yes.
If you guys must hang out together as a couple often,
Como parejas deben haber salido juntos o convivido juntos con
or as
frecuencia.
couples.
Como parejas.
sí.
Yes.
Had you ever heard Sandy express concern about the safety of her husband like she did on that day?
Overruled.
Objeción no se ha llegado a la objeción. Escuchó a la esposa, a Sandy, expresar preocupación por la seguridad de su esposo ese día.
En ese día, no entiendo la pregunta.
During that day, I don't understand the question.
Sure. When Sandy said Nick's in trouble, you took that as Sandy expressing concern for Nick's safety.
Asumió que eso quería decir que Sandy estaba expresando preocupación por la seguridad de Nick.
Sí,
Yes.
Had you ever prior to that day or any time before that, heard Sandy express concerns about her husband's safety when you were around?
nunca.
Never.
That must have surprised you then on that day when you heard that.
Sí.
Yes.
What'd you do?
So I looking down where people was, and I saw Nick in the water, and I stand up, and I tried to get there.
When you saw Nick in the water, did he appear to be snorkeling and looking for the phone? Or was something else going on?
No, estaba en el agua y había mucha gente a su alrededor.
No, he was in the water and there were people around him.
How many people?
Número no puedo decirle, pero sí eran bastantes. Pueden haber sido más de 10, 15 personas. No, no.
I can't tell you the number, but there were
Okay.
many, maybe 10, 15, I don't know.
When you made that observation, were you worried for Nick's safety?
Sí,
Yes.
What did it look like that group of 10 or 15 people was doing to Nick?
so, estaban gritándole y cuando él estaba en el agua, alguien le estaba dando.
They were shouting at him. And when he was in the water, somebody was yelling at him.
Did you ever see anybody have physical contact with Nick?
Bueno, en el momento en que yo vi que él estaba en el agua, alguien le pegó.
When I,
Esa fue la primera vez que más
at,
nos
at
vimos.
that moment, when I saw Nick in the water, I saw somebody hitting him. That's the only thing I saw.
After you saw him in the water, did you keep watching?
So, yo traté de llegar hasta allá, pero en el medio del río perdí mis zapatos.
Well, I tried to get over there, but I lost my shoes in the middle of the river.
So on your way, were you able to continue to watch or did you need to tend to your footwear?
No, no.
¿Pudo seguir observando o tuvo que hacerse cargo de sus zapatos?
Estaba tratando de caminar, pero no podía. Miraba para el grupo, pero en otro momento no.
I tried to keep walking, but I couldn't. And I did watch the group at some point, but not always.
Did you see anybody being violent to or at Nick?
Contra Nick, alguien violento contra Nick.
After when they was in the water, estuvo en el agua, no.
Repita, por favor, en español.
Después que vi que estaba en el agua, no volví a ver nada.
After I saw him in the water, I didn't see anything else.
And it sounds like you don't know how he got down into the water. When you first looked, he was already in the water.
Correcto.
Correct.
At some point, did you see Nick walking back to you in the group?
¿Al grupo de ustedes? ¿Es el grupo de ustedes?
Después que yo vi que él estaba parado, que yo le dije que viniera hacia esta parte de acá, él regresó.
After I saw him standing there, I told him to come back, and then he came back.
And so, if we're on the river,
Si estamos
you're Ernesto, and I'm standing where Nick is, roughly. Does that make sense?
Ujú.
The river flows that way to downstream. Does that make sense?
dirección hacia arriba abajo.
Correcto.
Correct.
And you see Nick walking somewhere in your direction, not exactly this angle, but somewhere towards you, correct?
Hacia usted, ¿correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
And what had happened is behind Nick by the time he's walking to you. Agreed?
Cuando ella va de camino, caminando hacia usted, lo que había pasado o ocurrido, había ocurrido a espaldas de Nick, vaya, atrás de Nick, ¿correcto?
Antes,
You mean before?
repite la pregunta, por favor.
Repeat the question, please.
After you saw Nick down in the water, eventually you see Nick coming back to you because you called him back.
Si usted, porque usted le dijo que regresara, le dijo a Nick que regresara.
Sí.
I want to
Yes.
ask you about that moment in time.
Ese momentito, en ese momento en el que
No entiendo la pregunta.
I don't understand your question.
I want to ask you about what you saw when Nick was walking back to you when you called him back.
hacia usted,
Oh,
Does that make sense?
que yo le dije que regresara.
That I told him to come back.
I want to ask about that moment in time, what you saw.
Ok. Ok.
Okay. Okay.
When Nick's walking back towards you, is he looking at you in the group or is he walking backwards looking behind him?
él estaba volteando hacia atrás, viendo hacia el grupo que estaba atrás.
No estoy seguro.
I'm not sure.
You're looking in Nick's direction, correct?
Hacia Nick, en dirección de Nick.
Sí.
Yes.
When you look in that direction, do you see somebody else other than Nick approaching you in your group, or
Y a su grupo de ustedes,
you focus your, do you see somebody else that draws your attention?
Sí.
Yes.
What do you see?
So, cuando el Ni venía por esta parte hacia la izquierda mía, alguien trató de acercarse y me hizo así con el dedo.
When Nick was coming over on my left side, someone else tried to approach and pointed at me with the finger.
When you say the finger, that might have different connotations, so do you mean like a pointing finger or something else?
¿dedo que apuntaba o un dedo que le echaba?
Dedo que no apuntaba.
Pointing with with the finger.
And when they're pointing with their finger, is Nick near you?
Con el dedo, Nick estaba cerca de usted.
Iba pasando.
He was going by me.
By me.
So if I'm Nick in that scenario, Nick is walking this way, you're pointing in that direction.
Y usted está cerca.
Yo estoy mirando hacia donde está la persona y ahí tienen. Stay there, stay there, stay there.
I'm looking at the person who was there and say, stay there, stay there.
Can you describe that person?
No tengo ni idea.
I have no idea.
Why were you telling that person, stay there, stay there, stay there?
Porque la persona que estaba apuntando hacia mí o hacia mí, no sé si era hacia mí o hacia él, estaba yelling and he tried to walk
Because the person pointing,
hacia mí.
because there was a person there pointing, I don't know if they were pointing at me or at Nick, but they were approaching.
Did you think it was safe for that person to come towards you and Nick?
¿Seguro que esa persona viene y se le acercará hacia usted y hacia Nick?
Bueno, yo lo que traté de tratar de que esa persona no se acercara a nosotros porque quizás el problema iba a seguir si venían hacia el grupo nuestro.
I tried to prevent that person from approaching us because I thought maybe the problem was going to continue.
And you thought the solution to that problem was to keep Nick separated from the group that was pointing at you.
El grupo que les estaba señalando, apuntando, señalando a ustedes.
Sí,
Yes.
When Nick, I'm gonna now ask you about when Nick's back at the tubes with you after you pointed at this person, okay?
Usted le señaló a esa persona, junto con esa persona.
Make sense?
sí.
In that time, what did Nick look like?
¿Cómo se veía Nick?
Y se lucía muy preocupado y estaba como blanco.
He looked worried and he was pale.
I think there was a time you also used the word he looked white or he looked wide-eyed.
Las palabras, usted usó la palabra que se veía blanco o ojiabierto, con los ojos muy abiertos.
Sí,
Yes.
Did you see those things when you looked at Nick?
Eso vio cuando volteó a ver a Nick, así lo vio.
sí,
Yes.
You said you've known Nick for a long time. He's your best friend. You ever seen him scared before?
Vio a él, había visto a él asustado antes.
nunca.
Never?
Did he look like he was scared then?
¿Se veía asustado en ese momento?
Sí,
Yes.
Have you seen people when they're in shock before?
¿Ha visto a personas cuando están en shock antes?
sí,
Yes.
Did he look to you like he was in fear and in shock?
¿Estaba asustado y estaba en shock?
sí,
Yes.
Were you worried about him?
¿Estaba usted por él?
sí,
Yes.
And is that why you were pointing at other people because you wanted to protect your friend and keep him there because you were worried about him?
A su amigo porque mantenerlo aparte de ellos porque estaba preocupado por él.
sí.
Yes.
Would it be fair to say you didn't really know what had happened down there at that other group? You just didn't want anything more to happen?
No. Sí, sí, correcto, sí.
No,
No
I
sabía
mean-
qué había pasado.
I mean, yes, it's correct because I knew what had happened. I didn't know what had happened. So.
Right.
Did Nick stay then with the group at the tubes? Did he stay there that whole time?
En ese grupo se quedó con el grupo, se quedó en el grupo todo ese tiempo.
Sí,
Did he ever ask you or make any motions to, or indicate in any way, tell you in any way that he wanted to go onto the shore or on the woods or sit anywhere other than in his tube?
En otro lado, que quería irse a la orilla o irse al campito, al campo, al campito o algo, que no fuera nada más estar sentado en su llanta, su cámara de llanta.
no.
No.
What did you see him do while you guys were waiting there?
Lo que él hizo mientras ustedes estaban esperando ahí.
Solamente se sentó en la balsa y más nada, ni siquiera dijo una palabra.
He just sat in the inner tube and he didn't say anything. No words.
Did your impressions about him being in fear and shock, did that change over that time or did he continue to look like he was in fear and shock?
Él seguía viéndose como que estaba en shock.
No, él seguía en shock.
No, he continued in shock.
How long did you guys in your group wait there at the tubes before you eventually floated down the river?
Que eventualmente se siguieron flotando por el río.
Yo diría como 30 minutos o 35, no sé exactamente, pero fue un buen rato.
I would say 30 minutes, 35 minutes. I don't know exactly. It was a while.
Why did you eventually go back down, float down the river?
¿Por qué se siguieron eventualmente?
Did anything prompt you?
¿Alguien les invitó que lo hicieran?
So, yo no estoy seguro si fue la policía o alguien que estaba en el grupo donde estaba todo el mundo allá, hicieron así para que como que el tráfico siguiera, la gente siguiera bajando.
I don't know
Y
if
ahí
it
todo el
was.
mundo empezó a bajar.
Maybe the interpreter needs the witness to repeat his answer.
Repita su respuesta, por favor. Repita toda su respuesta, señor, por favor.
Ok, no estoy seguro si fue la policía o alguien que estaba parado donde sucedió el problema, que hicieron así como que para que la gente ya podía seguir.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it was the police or if it was something else, somebody else who was trying to guide people, and they were telling people to move, and to continue.
And based upon what you saw then, you kind of helped your group say, we got to go, and you moved down the river.
Tenemos que ir y siguieron por el río.
Correcto.
Correct.
During the float down the river, it continued to be quiet?
El río, o sea, cuando siguieron flotando por el río, él siguió estando callado.
Completamente. Que yo recuerde, nadie habló hasta que llegamos a la salida.
Totally quiet. As far as I remember, nobody talked until we got to the exit.
What happened at the exit?
Recuerdo que cuando llegamos a la salida, creo que había, no sé si era un policía vestido de verde o alguien que estaba cortando las sogas de la balsa.
When we got to the exit, I don't know if it was a policeman who was there. Somebody was cutting the ropes.
Pasamos el puente.
Then we crossed, we passed the bridge.
Cuando íbamos pasando allí vimos que habían policías.
When we passed the bridge, we noticed there were policemen there.
Y cuando íbamos pasando, ellos estaban como aquí así. Íbamos pasando por aquí.
They
Vieron
were,
el grupo de nosotros.
they were over here, and we were on the other over here. And then they approached the group of where we were.
And when they approached the group, did you see them somehow indicate or say something to Nick?
¿Quién?
Who?
¿Los policías?
The policeman?
Bueno, en el momento que nos pararon ahí, yo no sé porque eran muchos policías que estaban ahí, pero después de eso yo vi que vino un policía y le dijo, tienes que venir con nosotros.
Right at that moment when they stopped us, I don't know if they were policemen or not, but then one of them came and he said he has to come with us.
The policeman asked Nick to come with them.
Le dijo a Nick que se fuera con ellos.
Ujú.
Is that a yes?
Quiso decir sí
Sí,
Yes.
Did you then see Nick go with the police?
con la policía.
sí,
Yes.
caminó normal.
He was walking normally with them.
Were you surprised at that point?
Sí, nosotros estábamos en shock. ¿Por qué lo detenían a él? Porque realmente nosotros no sabíamos qué había pasado.
Yes, we were in shock because we didn't know why they were detaining him. We didn't know what had happened.
And you couldn't believe your friend who's peaceful would have done anything to harm someone.
Nunca.
Never.
That's all.
Mr. Anderson, do you have any questions?
You've tubed on the Apple River several times, including with Nick, right?
Nosotros sí, pero con él la segunda vez.
We have, but it was the second time with him.
And the Apple River, it's kind of a party scene, agreed?
Please repeat for the interpreter.
The Apple River, it's kind of a party scene. Lots of people on the river drink.
El Apple River es una de muchas fiestas, la gente bebiendo.
Sí,
Yes.
Your group was drinking.
sí,
Yes.
Probably most of the groups you saw on the river were drinking.
sí,
Yes.
Were you intoxicated?
no.
No.
How many drinks did you have, do you know?
Probably like a 4 beer.
Probably like 4 beer.
And you said you told Nick not to go look for the phone, but he insisted, right?
Correcto.
Correct.
And Ariel wasn't worried about his phone because he had insurance, right?
Correcto.
Correct.
And after Sandy said Nick's in trouble, you started walking towards Nick, right?
Correcto.
Correct.
And you got pretty close to where Nick was, right?
No,
No.
You got a lot closer than Sergio did, right?
no sé, porque en ese momento yo no sé dónde estuvo Sergio.
No,
Pero sí no estaba cerca.
I don't know because I don't know where Sergio was at that moment, but yes, I was close.
And you saw Nick in the water, you said, right?
Sí.
Yes.
You never saw Nick do anything to anyone?
No.
No.
You said you were concerned for Nick's safety, right?
Correcto.
Correct.
You walked over there, right?
Sí.
Yes.
And you told police, I didn't see, we don't know what happened because Nick didn't tell us anything, right?
Correcto.
Correct.
And you said that multiple times.
Correcto.
Correct.
You told police multiple times that Nick ran away.
Bueno, en lo que se refiere usted huyendo, corriendo, me refiero a cuando él salió del grupo y vino hacia este lado para nosotros.
When you're referring to running or running away,
Yeah.
I'm referring to when he left that group and approached our group
When he
on this side.
when he went back to your group, you said he ran back to your group, right?
Correcto.
Correct.
You told that to police multiple times.
Correcto.
Correct.
So you remember him running back to your group.
O sea, no diría yo corriendo, simplemente venía hacia el grupo, caminando a prisa, pero no, I don't know. Pero venía de regreso hacia el grupo.
He didn't come running. He was walking fast. He was just coming back.
He actually just walked casually back,
Objection.
right?
What's the objection?
Vague as to the use of the word casual.
Overruled. He can answer if he understands. Do you understand the question?
No, no entiendo la pregunta.
No, I don't understand the question.
You need to rephrase that.
He wasn't walking fast back to your group, was he?
Él no iba caminando.
Él venía caminando.
He was walking.
But not quickly, right?
No, no.
No.
And then after he walked past you, you told police the groups were fighting each other.
Bueno, yo no puedo decir exactamente si estaban peleando, simplemente como estaban todo el mundo gritando y eso, no sabemos exactamente lo que estaba pasando allí.
I couldn't say they were fighting. Everybody was shouting. We didn't know what was happening there.
But what you told police was that the groups were fighting each other after Nicolae left.
No recuerdo en estos momentos, pero puede, desde mi punto de vista, a ver las discusiones que tenían allí, puede ser que yo pensé, o puede ser que estaban peleando, o puede ser no.
I don't
Punto de
remember
vista.
right now, but in my opinion, because of the way they were talking and they were loud, they may have been fighting.
You didn't see any injuries on Nick when he walked back, right?
No,
No.
And your group stayed at the sandbar for a while because Eric was helping with the victims, right?
no sé.
I don't know.
Was Nick helping with the victims? Was Eric helping with the injured?
No sé.
I don't know.
Eventually, when you did leave, it was because Nick said, let's go, right?
Repite la pregunta.
Can you repeat the question?
Eventually, when you did leave, it was because Nicolae Mew said, let's go.
No.
No.
When you got to the exit, there was a lot of police there, you said, right?
Sí.
Yes.
There wasn't any belligerent people approaching you or anything like that?
No podría decirle si personas acercándose o no, simplemente cuando va saliendo del río sabe que van personas adelante y van personas detrás. No sé a qué
couldn't-
se refiere usted.
I couldn't tell you if there were people approaching us or getting closer to us. There were people in front, there were people behind us. I don't know what you're referring to.
You didn't get threatened or anything when you got out to the exit, right?
No.
No.
When Nick came back to your group, he told you they took my knife, right?
I don't remember.
You told
I
police.
don't remember.
You told police multiple times they took Nick's knife out of his pocket, right?
Si se lo dije a la policía, está, pero no recuerdo.
If he gave it to the policeman, I don't know. Interpreter needs to correct. If I told that to the policeman, maybe, but I don't remember.
You don't remember if Nick told you they took my knife?
I don't remember. Exactly. She tell me something.
So Nick
And I
was,
don't remember word because when we sit down in the tour, we not talking nothing.
you saw Nick among the group of people when you were walking up, right?
Correcto.
Correct.
You could see how the group was acting, you could hear them, right?
Sí, estaban gritando toda la gente. Yelling people.
Yes, they were yelling.
And when police talked to you about it, you didn't believe Nick stabbed anyone, right?
Nunca.
Never.
And you said, he's a big guy, he was in the army, he doesn't need a knife to defend himself, right?
Sí.
Yes.
And he was in the army in Romania before coming to the U.S., right?
I'm not sure, o sea, no estoy seguro, pero si dije eso porque en los países comunistas el servicio militar es mandatorio. So, él vive en un país comunista, yo vivo en un país comunista, al servicio nos mandan obligados.
I'm not sure if I said that, but I know that he comes from a communist country and the military service is mandatory. I come from a communist country too, where you have the mandatory military service.
And you answered questions about Nick had his knife because he used it to cut ropes. He was going to use it at the beginning and going to use it at the end. Do you remember that?
Correcto.
Correct.
But you told police that you thought Nicolae put his knife back in the vehicle before floating down the river, right?
Correcto.
Correct.
And you also told police you never saw Nicolae with a knife on the river, right?
No. Bueno, cuando hablamos del río, solamente lo vi con la navaja al principio cuando se amarraron todos los tubos.
No, well, when we were in the river, I only saw him with the knife at the beginning when we were tying the tubes.
When Nicolae got back to the tubes after he walked past you, did you walk back to the tubes?
Las balsas. I'm sorry, please, the interpreter needs a repetition.
Nicolae walked past you, going back to the tubes,
Cuando iba de regreso
right?
las balsas azules, ¿verdad?
¿Sí?
Yes.
And he didn't say anything to you then.
I don't remember because I pay attention to the guy punch us and I say, stay there, stay there. I don't want it coming to us.
Nicolae didn't ask for your help or anything?
¿Ayuda cuándo?
Help when?
Ever. He never yelled for help, right?
Yo no vi nada hasta que la señora me dijo que estaba en problema.
I didn't see anything until the lady told me that he was in trouble.
You also didn't hear him yell anything, right?
No.
No.
When Nicolae got back to the tubes, did you walk back to the tubes too?
Sí.
Yes.
No one followed you, right?
No, en el momento que él pasó al lado mío que iba para la balsa, yo estuve quizás unos segundos parado ahí con la persona que nos estaba apuntando y yo le decía, stay there, stay there, stay there. Hasta después de eso, yo me regresé a la balsa.
When Nick, he was walking by me on this side, I stayed standing there and I told the guy who was approaching us, stay there and pointing. And then I followed Nick.
You didn't answer my question. I asked, when you walked away, nobody followed you, right?
Que yo recuerde, no.
As far as I remember, no.
Si estoy de espalda no puedo ver.
If I'm walking, I can't see from my back. I can see in the back.
And once Nicolae got back to the tubes, he put on his shirt, right?
Correcto.
Correct.
And you didn't see what happened before you saw Nick in the water, right?
No.
No.
So you don't know if he did something violent before you saw him in the water.
No.
No.
You said Nick appeared very scared, worried after he walked back, right?
Sí, es normal.
Yes, it's normal.
And you'd never seen him scared like that before, right?
Nunca.
Never.
And he wasn't smiling, right?
¿Cómo?
He wasn't
What do you mean?
smiling.
No.
No.
You wouldn't expect him to be smiling if he was afraid, right?
¿Quién se va a reír en medio de un problema?
Who's going to smile when you're in the middle of trouble?